Hi, Creeplings. Today we're talking about a lovely little gem of a slasher from 1989 called Intruder. Now, this one is new to me because, again, I was 9 years old at the time. Not something I would have been watching. Definitely not something my mother would have been into. This little gem is a low-budget slasher directed and written by Scott Spiegel. Now, this is going to be a little footnote here, and I want to explain something, because this is going to carry through a lot of movies that I watch, especially right now. He is a member of what I call the Michigan Movie Men. This consists of Scott Spiegel, Robert Tappert, Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and Josh Becker. This film involves most of them. So you will hear me refer to the Michigan Movie Men as a group, and then these guys as individuals. A quick background on that is when they eventually all met up because of school or relations, because let's face it, Ted and Sam are brothers. In high school, by high school, I should say. And they were all doing Super 8 movies. And that's what got them to start working together and start really, I don't want to say honing their crafts, but figuring out that they liked what they were doing and got them to where they are today. So, all hail the Michigan Movie Men from a Midwestern girl. Thanks, guys. So, back to Intruder. This was actually based on a Scott Spiegel short Super 8 movie called The Night Crew. They reworked it, made it bigger. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 80s slasher. Low budget. Basic story is night crew at a grocery store gets picked off one by one. That's the absolute basic story. Have a lot of names before they were names in it. So, again, you have Spiegel as a director. He also makes a cameo as the bread delivery guy near the end. The night crew consists of, I'm going to check my notes here because I know I'm going to get this girl's name wrong. Elizabeth Cox plays one of the characters named Jennifer. Renee Estevez, one of the Estevez kids, of the Sheen Estevez dynasty. She's also a cashier named Linda. You got Dan Hicks. Now, those of you who are Raimi fans, especially Evil Dead fans, will remember him from Evil Dead 2 as the hillbilly. I cannot remember his character's name. He was also in My Name is Bruce as one of the local town folk. He passed recently, within the past 5 years, I think. When I say recently, I mean, I know he passed, but I don't remember the exact year. Great character actor, and he's phenomenal in this movie. You've got a guy named David Burns playing the guy named Craig. We have Sam Raimi acting as Randy the Meat Guy. Eugene Robert Glazer as Danny. Billy Marty as Dave. Burr Steers as Bub. These are all guys that work in the grocery store on the night crew. Craig Stark as Tim. You've got Ted Raimi as Joe, otherwise known as Produce Joe. Then you've got some random small parts, one of which is a cameo by Bruce Campbell at the very end as an officer. All right, so to get more into the story, again, it's a night crew. They get picked off. At the beginning of the movie, the Elizabeth Cox character, Jennifer, her ex-boyfriend has just gotten out of jail, and he comes looking for her, threatening her, I want you back, nobody can have you but me, blah, blah. Altercation, police are called, nothing can be done because he's run off into the night. So they have a store meeting right after. If you see this guy, call the police, blah, blah. At the same time, they also announced that they have sold the store and everyone's losing their job at the beginning of the month. Big bummer. So they're starting to mark the store down over the course of the night. Well, slowly, one by one, everyone gets picked off. You start with a normal stabbing, and then There's another stabbing. Produce Joe gets taken out in an interesting little way. If you work in grocery or retail, which I have done both, I currently work at a big box store that has a heavy grocery side. This is kind of your every heavy equipment fear come to life. Getting hung up on a meat hook to die, getting crushed by the cardboard compact. Oh, that one was good. Meat saw, all kinds of fun stuff. I don't want to give too much away. And when you find out who did it at the end, it's a really good twist. I don't want to give it away, but I'm almost afraid that when you see the DVD cover, you know who did it. And the killer has this penchant for mutilating the bodies. He doesn't just kill them and leave them there. No, we've got hands chopped off and thrown into the lobster tank, and pieces of it's a gore fest that is great. This is actually the first movie that KNB Effects, who's known for like The Walking Dead and Creepshow, The Revival, and a lot of genre films. This was their first film as a certified company, where that Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger, and Kurtzman, I don't remember Kurtzman's first name, and I don't have it written down. They had worked together freelance and ended up like, oh, I'm on this movie. Oh, hey guy, I know you. Let's work. I think they all three worked together on Evil Dead 2 just before this, and they started a company because they worked so well together. And while they were limited with the materials of the time, oh my God, they were creative. And speaking of Evil Dead 2, you can tell Spiegel hung out with Sam a lot, because there are a lot of Raimi-esque, maybe they're Spiegel-esque and Sam stole them. I don't know. You can tell those two shared some creative juices with some of the camera angles and the way that reflection is used, like reflections in glass. So it gives it kind of an arty look, artistic kind of, artistic art house kind of thing. Not quite like highbrow art house, but I think you understand where I'm coming from on this. The score it seems like it's not an amazing standout score, but it does enhance the mood. Now, if you're looking for this, there are two versions that have been released, if I remember my notes correctly and if I'm reading this correctly. I found the unrated version. I actually found it on the Internet Database. That's a great source for old movies for free. Use it, love it. Internet Database is going to save our entertainment, for our past entertainment for future generations. I might talk about this at a later date. I love the Internet Database. Or not Internet Database, Internet Archive. The Internet Archive. You can find Intruder, the uncut version, there. If I remember, I'll try to link it below. But I think there are older DVDs. I know the old VHS is the cut version. Now, the cut version still has the story intact, but a lot of the gore effects are taken out. And I honestly think the gore effects are kind of what you're watching this for, because you're not watching it for stellar performances by highbrow actors, like a lot of the films that I've already talked about are. So, like, again, Bruce Campbell has a cameo. You don't really get much out of him, knowing what we know about him now. Same thing with Ted Raimi. Ted is now an actor with a pretty good resume under his belt. This one, he just plays a goof. He plays a nerdy goof. Cute nerdy goof. Like, you want to pat him on the head and go, "You're so adorable." And you're kind of like, oh man, they got him when they get him. But this is not, his stellar work. This is, I'm getting work on a movie. Yay. Now, again, Danny Hicks, on the other hand, this is a good meaty role for him, especially him being known as a character actor and working with these guys quite a bit. Pardon me, it's getting late. but I wanted to reach out to you guys. I would highly suggest this movie if you like good 80s slashers. If you want to see what the Michigan movie men were doing in their early professional careers, not their Super 8 hobbies. If you want to see what K&B was like at the beginning of their careers, if you're an effects fan like I am, it's great. It's good for one of those popcorn movies. You know, you're just sitting there in the dark munching your popcorn. If you're like me, you throw your damn M&Ms in it sometimes. A great way to have an 80s movie night if you don't want to do the big boys. It's a nice standalone slasher. I know I keep saying that, but it really is. The acting is solid. Everybody who went on from that to continue worked well. I mean, I keep forgetting that Sam used to act on the side. And while he's a wonderful director, he's not a bad actor either. So, we'll see what you think about that. Spiegel, I'm not familiar with a lot of his work. This is something that I'm slowly discovering, and I may pull some more out later. I know he eventually ended up, I think, directing a couple episodes of like the Xena and Hercules stuff again for Renaissance Pictures, which is the Detroit movie men, or the Michigan movie men. But yeah, it's a good ride. So fun. I would highly recommend for a cheesy movie night. For just, you know, oh, we're going to celebrate 80 slashers tonight. I kind of wish there was more merch for it. Like, if you go to, like, some of these horror movie t-shirt shops, you don't really see anything for Intruder. And I wouldn't mind seeing some stuff for it. So, people, let me know if you find anything. So, on that note, I'm going to say goodnight. See you later, my creeplings.